Dear basketball, from the moment I started rolling my dad's tube socks and shooting imaginary game-winning shots in the Great Western Forum, I knew one thing was real. I fell in love with you.
A love so deep I gave you my all, from my mind and body to my spirit and soul.
As a 6-year-old boy, deeply in love with you, I never saw the end of the tunnel. I only saw myself running out of one.
And so I ran. I ran up and down every court, after every loose ball for you.
You asked for my hustle, I gave you my heart.
Because it came with so much more.
I played through the sweat and hurt, not because challenge called me, but because you called me.
I did everything for you, because that's what you do. When someone makes you feel as alive as you made me feel.
You gave a 6-year-old boy his Laker dream, and I'll always love you for it.
But I can't love you obsessively for much longer. This season is all I have left to give. My heart can take the pounding, my mind can handle the grind, but my body knows it's time to say goodbye.
And that's okay. I'm ready to let go. I want you to know now, so we both can savor every moment we have left together.
The good and the bad. We have given each other all that we have.
I was like, wow, it's actually happening.
I wasn't shocked because we all knew that this is the season that Kobe was going to let go of the game.
I was like, finally. But I looked back and saw his whole career into perspective, and I was like, damn, what a career.
It was inevitable. He's just getting old.
I can't imagine what it feels like for him, the guy that loves the game so much, and to see it die, figuratively die out in his body is just sad to see.
But everyone compared Kobe to MJ and what he did.
It was literally passing the torch from MJ to Kobe.
To actually hear the news, it's really surreal, and it's making me realize how old I am as a basketball fan.
End of an era. Legend. So many words come to mind when you think of Kobe Bryant. You know, MJ-esque. Closest thing you kids will see now to an MJ on the court.
I grew up watching Kobe. I'd never say he was my favorite player, but I respect him nonetheless. He's definitely an all-time great, and watching him compete so hard over the years, through the test of time, really facing different players in different mini eras, so to speak, in the 2000s, and to survive all that, come out with 5 rings, I think it's pretty crazy to finally hear the news that he's not going to be playing anymore.
It's a shame his career is ending this way with his team doing so bad.
The team around him has been so bad, and he's been so bad that when I just heard the reaction, I was like, finally? But at the same time, like, a piece of me just broke apart, to be honest.
You start to think what's going to happen to the Lakers. Because the Lakers always had someone. There was Magic, Shaq, Kareem, Worthy, Kobe. The list goes on and on.
So many different finals appearances against so many different opponents. Like he won with Shaq against New Jersey, Indiana. Like, it's crazy. And then to have a rough patch in his prime, but then a few years later come back with Pau Gasol, beat the Celtics, beat the Magic, finish with 5 rings. I mean, like, you can't ask for much more from the guy, and it's just so crazy to me.
Biggest, greatest moments from Kobe was honestly his worst moment. And that was losing in the 2008 finals, because then you saw how heartbroken Kobe was, and you saw the drive, his mentality. He said, I'm gonna work hard every single day, no matter if it's Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, Derek Fisher. I'm gonna push these guys to become better.
Of course, this is always a Canadian thing, being from Canada.
81, that's the consensus.
81 against the Raptors. Insane.
I watched that game live. I still have the newspaper that came out the next day talking about it, because that realistically is NBA history.
I hated it, you know, because I was such a giant Raptor fan, like, younger. Now I'm like an entire NBA-esque like fan. I just appreciate good basketball. You break it down now that I'm older, it's just like, yo, the guy dropped 81. You know how difficult it is to drop 81 points? People don't even get to that in 2K. For him to drop 81 is insane.
What he did against Phoenix in 2010, the conference finals or conference semifinals, where he did those 2 pump fakes, shot it, and then tapped, I think it was Alvin Gentry in the butt. It's like, you can't guard him. And like, that was Kobe's mentality his whole career.
The 50-point streak where he was just hooping out of his mind.
When he dunked on Dwight Howard, ended up being his teammate next, and you always see that picture of him just going like this. That was always funny.
Kobe and Shaq winning co-MVPs at the All-Star game, just to sort of end that feud, because those guys were one of the best duos that I'd say the NBA has seen ever.
And all his game winners were just insane.
I never saw Michael Jordan. He was my Michael Jordan. He was the guy that you were feared by him. through the drive, through the competitiveness that he had.
Guy that was working hard and the ultimate competitor.
Didn't always mean he was the best teammate in my opinion, but his heart was in the right place. Like he was willing to do whatever it took to get that W.
You didn't care who you were, what your name was.
I've always respected his winning mentality.
Every night he thought he was the best player on that court. Most times he was.
To me, like, I never was the type to, I guess, idolize my game after Kobe, because there's only a handful of people who have ever walked this earth that can play like that.
You know, he wasn't really the strongest guy, but he was the mentally strongest guy.
For him to be compared to, in my opinion, the greatest player ever, Michael Jordan, to him copying his moves. The players have film on Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, but not every player can copy it. You know, that pump fake, that fadeaway, the tongue, the shrug, it's all there.
The game is really losing something special, because at the end of the day, like, a lot of these kids in the NBA that are stars now grew up watching Kobe and modeled their game after him. So to see a guy like that actually say goodbye, it's going to be insane not to see number 8 or number 24, whichever Kobe, taking the floor anymore.
Because I was never a fan of Kobe, but now that I'm older, it's just like, wow, you appreciate all he's done for the game of basketball. He's made it so global.
He's gonna have a crazy documentary a few years down the line. Like, we're not gonna forget about his career, and we're not gonna forget about when he finally said, like, this is it, I'm saying goodbye.
And we both know no matter what I do next, always be that kid with the rolled up socks, garbage can in the corner, 5 seconds left on the clock, ball in my hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love you always.
Kobe.